What's going on with y'all, Bama fans, man? Happy to be here. I'm Manny Wilson. I'm the host here of the Voice of College Football, Alabama. And man, I got some good stuff for y'all. I'm excited to jump into all of this stuff today. So we got some stuff going on with Kalen DeBoer, and if he's even going to hire Grubb and bring in his old offensive coordinator. Quarterback duels is about to be going on all summer. So excited to see where that stuff is going on. And man, just a lot of different things to cover. But first things first. We're going to start here with grading Kalen DeBoer's performance from last year, because last year it didn't really have a fantastic season. I heard a bunch of different things from people talk about, oh, you need to fire Kalen DeBoer. You need to, he's going to be good. He's going to be a Hall of Famer coach and all. I've heard so much different type of nonsense. So it's only right that we address it, that we make it clear of what his grade is for last year. So right off the back, man, I've already had time to think about this, so it's no surprise for me when I'm thinking about what I'm going to grade this man, DeBoer. And DeBoer, to me, based on his performance from last year, he gets a solid C, not a C plus, not a C minus, a solid C, 75%, right on the dot on a 100% scale, because he didn't do anything that was like too amazing, like that had us looking like one of the best Bama teams, won 9 games, and no SEC championship came with that. We didn't even get in the damn college playoff, and it was freaking 12 teams. Like, that's probably the craziest part to me, is it was 12 teams and we still didn't even get in the college playoff. Like, it's insane. So didn't do anything super spectacular, but he also was not a horrible coach. We did win 9 games. He wasn't terrible. It wasn't like he was out here just, I mean, he did blow a couple good games, so he should have won. But we still got 9 games. It's a bright side of it. And to kind of give some perspective on this, because a lot of people are very harsh on DeBoer and what he's got going on, especially after his first year. But you got to keep in mind, man, a guy that, you know, we hold on a pedestal. We claim he's the best coach of all of college football. You know who I'm talking about, Nick Saban. Nick Saban, in his first season coaching at Bama, he was only 7-6. So it took him some time to get adjusted. He didn't win an SEC championship until his 3rd year coaching. So Bama fans, bro, look, please, just know we are a little spoiled. It's okay that we're spoiled just a little bit, and that's fine, bro. Like, you know, we got to scale back a little bit, get his due some grace. Obviously, there's plenty of improvements to go along in this 2nd year. I think recruiting is going to be huge. He gets to finally have a full summer of recruiting guys that he wants to go to Bama, hitting the portal, bringing guys from there. But, last year wasn't terrible in recruiting, even though it was Saban's last year, but he was 2nd in recruiting. And then we're 4th as of now. So we got to just get back to bringing in, you know, that Bama talent, the oversized positions, and just, you know, we got to get back to Bama football, man. We got to get back to there. But anyway, it's a young team. It was also a young team last year. A lot of young guys that still have room to develop. So this is going to be key coming back in this next season. And, you know, I think a key part in Bama becoming Bama again and putting that fear in teams just comes with putting up 40 points on teams, bro, like whacking teams, because ain't nobody going to care about how many recruits you land, 5 stars, 4 stars. People ain't going to open their eyes until they see that you whacking them by 40. When you whacking team after team after team by 40 points, that's when people going to open their eyes and be like, whoa. How did Bama get this good all of a sudden? So one of the things I think will help them propel is, oh my gosh, I hope it happens. And I would be so excited if it does happen. But grabbing Ryan Grubb, offensive coordinator, man, he was partnered up with DeBoer in Washington, and them boys, they did their thing. They almost went to the national championship. They was 1 game away, and that was just, I mean, it was nice, man. Their stuff was beautiful. What they did with that offense, they were 2nd in passing in the SEC, or in the what is that, Pac-12, in the Pac-12 last year, or 2 years ago, whatever. Yeah, when Ryan Grubb and DeBoer was partnered up over there. So I think it's a lot of upside if DeBoer does end up bringing Ryan Grubb there. But this is the latest thing that he said here. Let me pull this up, and I'm gonna get better at all of this stuff too, in terms of the technology aspect. But here's the quote. So he said, I think the world of him as a football coach, obviously as a person too. I know he's working through his process just kind of after what last season brought. So just got to see what he does there. And I'm here for him whenever he needs me. That's always going to be the case. I'm going to say this. To me, it sounds like he knows something. Let me pull this back. To me, it sounds like he knows something. It sounds like he might already know something that we don't know about. Like, obviously seem like close friends, close relationship, but Grubb is coming off getting fired with the Seahawks, and the boy need a job. He need a job. And who else is going, who else would you call? Who else would you call? You're gonna call your friend you already had some success with and say, look, man, I need a job. Like I'm down, and let's turn this into the old times. Like let's get it going. So I'm excited, and I hope DeBoer is just keeping it low key. I hope Ryan Grubb is keeping it low key. Obviously, he may still get offers in the NFL, but I think where he needs to go is back to college football and go play at Bama and really help these young quarterbacks that Bama got, because we got a couple of options here. So these options, man, I feel like they'll be pivotal, because Bama's offense in the past few years, since Jalen Milroe has been there, I felt like they've struggled in terms of creating a dynamic offense. So when Milroe was there in the past 2 years, Bama wasn't even top 5 in rushing. They wasn't top 5 in passing. The only thing that was holding Bama to keeping that high standard was the defense. The defense was the only thing that was still helping Alabama win games. The offense was struggling on all cylinders last year, and then obviously the year before that as well. So the quarterback play is going to be huge in terms of opening up this offense, and this is what Bama has to focus on. They got 3 options right now. All of them are kind of solid options, but we really won't know who's the best of the best until training camp begins. And, we're seeing guys actually throw the rock on video. But Ty Simpson, this dude, he's been there for some time. He was the backup for Bryce Young. He was the backup for Milroe. He does seen different offensive coordinators, different head coaches, obviously now different head coaches, but he's been there for some time. He also has some experience playing on the field. So this is a new avenue where maybe he is the right guy, and because of his experience, like maybe he will be the right guy. But above all, I think Ryan Grubb could help him understand the game even more if he was there. And another quarterback right now, look, don't get too hyped when I say this. He kind of reminds me of Michael Penix Jr. Just only from his frame and his build. But also his game is, to me, a little similar from what I've seen from Michael Penix Jr. over in Washington a couple years ago. So just because, one, the guy can sit in the pocket. He's not afraid to sit in the pocket and make these great throws, these accurate throws. He can get out the pocket, evade the sack, and extend the play. This is probably the thing that I love about him most, Austin Mack. He's also a young dude. I mean, he came from Washington with DeBoer, so that also kind of tells you he's what type of play style they were probably trying to continue on in Washington after the whole Michael Penix thing of when he left and went to the draft, and then DeBoer went to Bama. And then obviously he brought his guy with him. So there's some sort of connection there. And I think that's going to be a dynamic play style that Bama could really, really use, because we ain't had no gunslinger that can open up the offense like with just killing people by the pass. I mean, Hurts was decent, but Tua Tagovailoa was even, I mean, he was there. And then Mac Jones wasn't, the most athletic in terms of evading sacks and stuff, but he had a rocket on him, man. He had a rocket on him. So I think in the past few years since Milroe started, he's kind of just held the offense back, and this is just what I've been witnessing, man. So I think Austin Mack will be a great choice as of now. I think he's personally my favorite right now. But another guy, third guy here in this quarterback room, this probably where it cuts off in terms of quarterbacks who may potentially start. But Kalen Russell, this dude, highest ranked quarterback to commit to Bama and go to Bama since Bryce Young. Very strong arm, agile, can extend plays, accurate. True freshman, hopefully. I don't know. But I think these guys are just going to have to compete in order for us to really figure out who is going to be the starting quarterback coming in, and who will actually help Bama win the SEC championship and go ahead and win that national championship, so we can talk as crazy as possible. But it all just starts with being able to construct a solid game plan. And I think constructing a solid game plan, Grubb will really help DeBoer, and DeBoer would probably help Ryan Grubb as well if they're together. and just shipping a dynamic offense to fit with that lockdown defense. And man, the last thing I'm gonna leave y'all with here, Bama they're getting back to it. They're getting back to that big boy football. So they just landed a 5-star recruit. 5-star recruit, Dijon Lee. He enrolled early at Bama. Obviously, he's not the only 5-star recruit, but this is why I'm telling you this, because he enrolled early at Bama for the fall. And 6'3", 200-pound cornerback. Love to see it. The guy can move. He's very fast. And this is what I'm talking about. Get back to the oversized positions. Give me guys who are locked down, who are tall, who are big, who are fast, and can put pedal to the metal. Because this is what I'm used to watching. And I'm sure, Bama's been dominant for the past few decades. So I'm sure this is what you've been watching too. So I'm ready to just get back to winning football. And let's go ahead and get some more SEC championships under our belt. Other than that, man, look, hey, that's all I got for y'all today. But you can always keep up with me and obviously the content, making sure you subscribe to this channel. I also got my own podcast. You got to check it out as well. The Run with Manny Wilson right there. Go ahead, check it out. The Run with Manny Wilson on Spotify podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Check out the Instagram as well at The Run Podcast, and you can follow us on there. But definitely subscribe to this channel because this is only for Bama fans right here. On my pod, I don't always talk just Bama, but right here, this is for Bama. This is Roll Tide. This video is only for you if you Roll Tide and if you rep Bama with pride. That's it. That's it. If you don't do that, maybe you tune in to learn something, learn a couple things about what greatness looks like. I know, some other SEC schools might be in here snooping a little bit and come across this, but yeah, maybe you can learn something if you watch how Bama gets down and how they'll get down in the upcoming season. Because we're gonna get Ryan Grubb. I'm gonna just speak it into existence, and SEC championship on the way. We start early this year.